Welcome to GripeCast with your host, Alex Hernandez. This show is dedicated to consumer technology news and pop culture. GripeCast is owned by Techaeris. Visit Techaeris.com for the latest tech reviews, news, entertainment, and pop culture. Now sit tight, the show is about to begin. All right, welcome to the least listened to podcast on the internet. This is GripeCast episode 12, and yes, I am still on vacation. We have a few days left, and then we're heading back home, and then you will see my familiar office background instead of the little whatever the heck that thing is, and the mirror and all this other stuff is here. But I wanted to get some podcasts out while on vacation. I kind of limited my work on the site. This past 10 or 13 days we're going to be out here. But I wanted to try to keep the podcasts going because I think, it's been fun. So I want to continue that while I was on vacation. And I'm just making them short and sweet. And hopefully you guys are enjoying them. Make sure to like, subscribe, do all those things that help us out, help me out, and keep us going. Today we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about a little bit about OpenAI. Not in depth. I'm just going to play some videos that were presented at their keynote yesterday, and just kind of give some feedback on it and kind of give my opinion on AI in general. I have to say that my opinion is still forming. Still, it's malleable. I don't have a set opinion on it yet. It's not favorable, I gotta say, given the situation with Google that I've talked about ad nauseum over the past few weeks with Google's search algorithms and SGE, Gemini, all the wonderful things that they're doing with their AI that are absolutely killing independent sites. And Google I.O. is happening today, I believe. We're not going to really cover that. I decided I don't want to give Google all the press. They get enough press coverage as is. They have their brands that they work with. They have their preferred outlets that cater to them. And that's okay. We'll let those guys take care of that news. But OpenAI, yeah. So they announced, we were under the impression they were going to announce a new search engine, but that didn't seem to develop. Of course, I've been on vacation, so I haven't been following everything closely. Just kind of been on the outskirts, kind of listening here and there, popping in when I can. So, we pulled a few interesting tidbits out of the keynote, and I'm going to play some of these videos. They're short. And I'll comment on them, and maybe you guys can comment below or on whatever platform you're on, and let me know what you think of OpenAI and the GPT-4o. I think that's a O or a zero, a little zero, whatever it is. Again, I haven't researched it enough to. I've been trying to enjoy myself. Although yesterday was pretty stormy and pretty nasty out here, we didn't get a chance to get much done other than watch some movies. So. Sunny today, so we're off. Going to go to the beach and do some fun things, and probably going to go see the Blue Angels on tomorrow. So I'll be out most of the day. That's why I want to do podcasts today. Get my weekly podcast out of the way at least. I'm trying to do 2 a week, but probably just 1 this week. So let's jump right into OpenAI. So one of the demos during their keynote was on language translation, real-time language translation. This isn't new. Google's been doing language translation, and there are several small devices that can do language translation that use Google Translate to function, along with some sort of AI engine. But I think what OpenAI presented here was they made the AI more friendly, more accessible, more marketable with the voice and all that. They were able to code it to be able to to be more conversational, more emotional. So those are I think are what the main points are with this demonstration. Because I don't believe that the translation portion of it is not new. Because there's many other programs and devices that can do this. So I'm going to play this video, and we'll take a listen. And forgive the sound. I have to adjust the sound on the fly here. So let's see here. That's if the video plays. Let's see if MeWe wants to play the video. I have it posted on MeWe. Let me refresh this page real quick, and we'll start from scratch. Played just a minute ago, but technical difficulties. All right, there's the volume. So we'll just adjust that real quick. Let's pop that out. All right, here we go.
Bot Gaskar wants to know if GPT-4o is capable of real-time translation. Mark, you want to try this one?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I speak Italian, so we can just do English-Italian.
Let's try to do English-Italian. Sure, let's do it. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
I'm doing great. So I would like you to function as a translator. I have a friend here who only speaks Italian, and I only speak English. And every time you hear English, I want you to translate it to Italian. And if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English. Is that good?
Perfetto.
Mark, io mi chiedo se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve linear equations?
Potrebbero chiederci come risolviamo le equazioni lineari.
Sicuramente sì.
Certainly, yes.
Great. Looks like it works.
So there you are. Interesting demonstration, but not. I wouldn't call it groundbreaking. I mean, there's other devices that have done this. Obviously, a lot smoother, probably with ChatGPT 4o. But you can probably say that of other translation devices that are coming out right now. I mean, the technology does tend to progress and get better. So, but it's still interesting. I think, again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I think what OpenAI has done here is given us a more personable AI assistant is what they're doing. And I think that's why, it's part of the reason why I think that they're offering GPT-4o as a free upgrade, not only for premium users, but for free users are going to be able to use GPT-4o. And I think part of the reason that's happening, where they're offering free, is they're going to, people are going to be excited about using either the translation portion or whatever other capabilities it has, and they're going to use it. And I think a lot of normies, a lot of regular people are going to start using it and experimenting, and OpenAI is going to use that data to continually train their model. They're going to use your voice data, your inflections in your voice, your emotions in your voice, all that kind of stuff is going to be used to train the AI. So again, this is just another case of you're the product. Anytime something's free, you're the product. So they are going to be taking your voice if you start using ChatGPT 4o, they will be using that data. I'm sure most people aren't going to read the terms and conditions and the data privacy bits and pieces, and they're just going to be excited about using the translator. I mean, interesting stuff, but again, a lot of data and privacy issues there. Next video I had was let's see here. We'll play this one here. Kind of popped out strange there. All right, it's about 47 seconds. We'll jump into this.
But I want a little bit more emotion in your voice, a little bit more drama.
Got it. Let's add some drama. Once upon a time, there was a robot named Bite.
No, ChatGPT. I really want maximal emotion, like maximal expressiveness.
Understood. Let's amplify the drama. Once upon a time, in a world not too different from ours, there was a robot named Bite. Bite
Actually, can
was
you do this in a robotic voice now?
initiating dramatic robotic voice. Once upon a time.
Can you end the story, but do it in a singing voice?
And so Bite found another robot friend, and they lived circuitly ever after.
And there's exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. The inflections, the emotion. So here in this demonstration, it was just a 45-second clip, but they were asking ChatGPT to tell a story. And then they went deeper and asked it to add more emotion to it, change the voice. So imagine parents in the future telling the AI to read a story to their kids. I mean, it's again, my opinion on AI is evolving, and it's malleable, it's formable still, but right now, what the applications I see, the translator, great. I think that there's applications for that, but this portion, reading stories, I can see the future where parents aren't reading to their kids, and it becomes sterile. And I feel like AI is slowly creeping us to a sterile environment, to an environment with no emotion, human emotion, or human interaction, human touch. It's going to be in a lot of this artificial connection that I don't feel is good for human nature. So I mean, right now that's where I stand on these demos. There's a lot to happen, and there's still a lot to come, and I don't know where we're going with AI. I have a couple more short videos here. Let's take a look at this one real quick, and then I'll talk about it. This is another one from the OpenAI keynote from yesterday.
Let's just get a demo fired up. So I'm taking out a phone. If you are wondering about this wire, it's so we have consistent internet. And if you see, there's this little icon on the bottom right of the ChatGPT app, and this will open up GPT-4o's audio capabilities. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm Mark. How are you?
Oh, Mark. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Hey, so I'm on stage right now. I'm doing a live demo, and frankly, I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Can you help me calm my nerves a little bit?
Oh, you're doing a live demo right now? That's awesome. Just take a deep breath. And remember, you're the expert here.
I like that suggestion. Let me try a couple deep breaths. Can you give me feedback on my breaths? Okay, here I go.
Whoa, slow a bit there. Mark, you're not a vacuum cleaner. Breathe in for a count of 4.
Okay, let me try again. So I'm gonna breathe in deeply, and then breathe out.
For 4, and then exhale slowly.
Okay, I'll try again. Breathing in, and breathe out.
That's it. How do you feel?
I feel a lot better. Thank you so much.
Oh, imagine that. Imagine asking the AI to help you breathe. I mean, that just should be human nature, right? So, really, you listen to these, and I'm not sure if you're getting the same feeling as I got with these. It harkens back to Bixby and Siri and Alexa. Very conversational. This is I don't feel this is new. Again, Cortana even. I feel like this is more of an upgrade in the AI's personality. Let's say functionality is slightly better. But again, I haven't used it yet. But just from these demos, I'm not seeing the utility for myself. And I feel like again, I'm gonna reuse the words I used earlier. We're sterilizing our interactions in our life by using this AI. By using AI in general, I think there's applications for AI. I think that things can be used. I think that you can use AI to accomplish things, but I feel like when you start removing the human touch, then it just becomes dead. So, and that's what that felt like. I just can't. I'm not on board with that. Let's just say that. Last video from the OpenAI keynote from yesterday.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey there, it's going great. How about you? I see you're rocking an OpenAI hoodie. Nice choice. What's up with that ceiling about? Are you in a cool industry-style office or something?
Well, can you take a guess at what I might be doing based on what I'm showing you here?
From what I can see, it looks like you're in some kind of recording or production setup. With those lights, tripods, and possibly a mic, it seems like you might be gearing up to shoot a video, or maybe even a live stream. Are
Yeah.
you content?
In fact, we've got a new announcement to make.
That's
So I'm going to stop this one right here. I'm not going to play this whole one. It's a minute and 22 seconds. It's more of the same. They've trained the model to recognize, they've trained the AI to recognize items in the room. So it can, using the camera, it can recognize this plant behind me, the mirror behind me. It knows what's around me. If I take the camera and I show it everything, it can see my tripod here and my laptop and my iPad and my coffee cup over here. And then it can deduce what it is that you're doing or getting ready to do. It kind of gives you an opinion of what it thinks is happening in your environment. Cool, but why? I guess the only utility I can see for this is for future robots. Robots will need to recognize an environment and so forth. But what strikes me here again is the language that the AI is choosing to use, the word structure, the sentence structure that it's choosing to use. And again, I think the majority of this the majority of the language model in this, I think it has been trained on real content, the way people talk. I know there was controversy that OpenAI was using YouTube to train its AI, which they denied, but I know they're lying. Just like Google. Google's already scraped everything. And they're just like OpenAI. They're using our content to train their AI models. So basically, content theft. But they're using that to train the models to try and generate more conversational and easier to relate to AI using common sentences and common words and verbiage that we would use online and in real life and on videos. So that's, I think, what this demonstration was showing is that it's able to do this now on top of recognizing where you are and what your surroundings are. So AI, man. I don't have a definitive, solid opinion on it, and I probably won't for a long time. There's just too much happening, and my biggest fear with AI is privacy, data privacy, and where that's heading. And if we continue on this road, I think it's going to be detrimental to us as users, us as the public. Your freedoms and your privacy are going to be affected and impacted more now than ever. So, but what do you do? What do you do? On the AI subject, one of the things I wanted to talk about today is another video that I saw on YouTube. I saw on X, and it has to do with literacy and kids. And there's a teacher. Here the caption says, former teacher and assistant principal says America is in a literacy crisis as she begs parents to take away kids' cell phones and tablets. Please practice letter recognition and sounds. So the damage has been done, right? We've been giving our kids tablets and smartphones, and what are they doing all day? They're sitting there, sitting there like this all day. Nose in the, this is just a case, but sitting there all day with like this, with their thumbs going and looking at the screen, and they're not spending much time outside. They're not spending much time in books. They're not spending much time in schoolwork, and so I'm tying this in with AI because I think this problem has started with smartphones and tablets, but it is going to progress into AI. AI is going to do math for them. AI is going to write for them. AI is going to be doing all of those things for them to the point where I'm not sure how kids are going to learn if we're able to have a computer or a robot do everything for us. So what's the future look like? Let me play this young lady. She's a former teacher and assistant principal, and she made some really good points here in this video, and I wanted to share them with you guys. It's about a minute long, a minute and 8 seconds long, but it's a very good video, and she's right on point. She's dropping truth, and giving sound advice. So let's listen in.
Okay, I am not trying to fearmonger you, but I was an assistant principal, I was a middle school teacher, and I was a high school teacher. And I need you to know America is in a literacy crisis, and they're not making a big enough deal about it. Our children cannot read. Our children cannot read, let alone writing a paragraph, let alone comprehension. They cannot read. They do not know how to sound words out. They were not taught that. And if you're wondering, well, then why does my kid just keep getting passed on to the next grade? Because that's what they're doing now. They're not holding the children back. They're moving them on. They're graduating them, knowing that your child is illiterate. Our next change makers, our next lawmakers, our next voters cannot read. I beg of you, take the tablets and the cell phones away. Practice letter recognition and sounds and reading with your child, please. And I'm going to keep it a stack with you. They been knew. They been knew the babies couldn't read and didn't care. You know when they started caring? After the pandemic. Okay.
All right. Well, there you are. A literacy problem in this country, and I 100% agree with her. And I'm in the tech industry. I write about tech. Heck, I'm sitting here with an iPad, an iPhone, a Galaxy S24, and a MacBook Pro, all sitting here in front of me. And yeah, we're teched out. But one of the things that I've learned over the past 11 years of doing this, more than 11 years, 11 years of Techaeris, but these past 11 years is that I don't want my kids on these screens as much, because I've seen the damage and I've seen the things that happen when kids are involved too deeply into this. So so we've made the conscious choice of limiting device usage. So we have I have 5 kids, 4 of them here at home, and we limit them each to about 2 hours of screen time a day, and then we cut off certain apps. They don't get YouTube. They don't get web browsing. We have laptops at home that they use for schoolwork, and those are monitored, and they can only be used in the common area with mom and dad around. And there's a lot of crap on the internet, and if you're on the internet for any period of time, you will know this. So I think that this young lady is spot on, and I think that ties in with AI. And as I mentioned before, there is a problem right now where kids are using AI to do their homework and do their math work and do this other stuff to kind of just scuttle through and not have to do the hard work themselves and not learn. I mean, learning's hard work. It's not easy. And I wasn't the greatest in school when I was in school. I struggled. And to be perfectly honest with you, if I was a high school, if we had AI when I was in high school, I probably would have used it. So it's a natural thing for kids want to take shortcuts. They want to take shortcuts. They want to get it done quick. Move on to the fun stuff, right? Let's move on to entertainment. And that is part of the issue in general, where I think that we've become a society of conveniences, entertainment, and fun. And we are very comfortable. We're very comfortable where we're at. And the hard work and dedication you need to put into things, it's not quite there anymore. We're losing it. And it would be nice if we could, right the ship and get back on track. So I just thought that was a great video. I wanted to share it with you, and let me know what your thoughts are on literacy rates in the United States, and what do you see? What's your opinion on this? And what's your opinion on AI and its future involvement in our kids' education and or lack thereof? Comment. Let me know. All right, let's close this podcast with one last thing. I ran across a post from Katy Berry on X, and again, I'm jumping back into the Google pool because I liked this post, and I thought it was, there's a lot of good points she made. Of course, most of you guys that have been listening to my podcast since I've started know our situation with Google Search, Google Gemini, Google AI, Search Generative Experience, all the things that they are that's going on with all this, and I thought that this post from Katy Berry really kind of summed up some of my thoughts, on the situation. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about with Google Search and the state of search, make sure you listen to some of my older podcasts. I've talked about it on at least half or maybe more of the podcasts I've done. So just check it out. I'm going to read this. So let's get in there and say, Katy Berry on X says, looking back, it's clear Google has intentionally rigged search over the past couple of years to collect data supporting their attack on small publishers. 1. Site names move to the top of listings, and just to make sure you don't miss them, they're now in larger fonts. 2. Favicons also got the supersize me treatment. 3. Titles. Google started rewriting around 80% of them, but don't worry, big brands remain untouched. Her point there on titles is some small publishers have seen their headlines changed in Google search. So rather, let's say, Apple Watch Ultra review. Let's say we did a review on the Apple Watch Ultra, and our headline was Apple Watch Ultra review, and then subheadline. Some of these small publishers that are doing reviews have seen Google search results come back without the term review in it. It'll just say Apple Watch Ultra. So I've not seen that for Techaeris. I have not seen any changing of headlines, but I know that a lot of small publishers have seen that. So that is an issue that has been going on. She goes on to say, meta descriptions also got swapped out for relevant excerpts, unless you're a large brand, of course. Universal Analytics is gone, and in its place, the infamously confusing GA4 requires a full-time analyst just to navigate. And what she means there is Google Analytics had it used to be called Universal Analytics, and it's a program to help publishers and website owners track users, track users. But it tracks demographics. It tracks how many people are on your site, tracks how many visits you get a week, a month, a year, and it was a very good tool. Pretty simple, relatively simple to use. It had a learning curve, but they got rid of it and they replaced it with Google Analytics 4, GA4, and that is a hot piece of garbage, and it's very difficult to use. And Katie's spot on when she says that GA4 requires a full-time analyst just to navigate, because it's very, very, whoever wrote GA4 was a data person, analytics data person. That's what they do. They're a geek in that realm, and most publishers and website owners are not. So it was nice to have Universal Analytics because it was simpler to use. GA4 is very difficult to use. She goes on to say, search pages are now so bloated with ads, and people also ask that, I'm going to reread that because I have to quote that. Search pages are now so bloated with ads, and, quote, people also ask, end quote, that anything below the second result is practically invisible. Google then declared that user data shows small sites aren't helpful, favoring brands instead. Overnight, they vaporized small businesses across the web. It's a strategic pattern. Create a specific search environment to cultivate the data they want, then sit back and wait until they can use it to justify their actions. You'll notice they do mostly in the US market, and many affected sites remain strong in other countries where traffic doesn't generate competitive ad RPMs. Some even grow stronger in other markets as they make changes trying to regain their US traffic. It's not that people prefer brands, and I'm going to reread that because she emphasizes not. It's not that people prefer brands, it's that Google prefers brands because brands spend big money that smaller sites don't. And I've talked about that in previous podcasts. That's spot on. Google is pushing down small sites, small publishers in the search results because we don't spend ad money. Big brands spend ad money. Therefore, they are now being given preferential treatment in across the board, where we're getting pushed down. And that's not what search was for. Search was never meant to be that, but it's turning into that. And it's because if you listen to my other podcasts, the new CEO of search, or not CEO, but the new head of search is a former Google Ads, head of Google Ads. So his drive is money. So that's what they're trying to do, monetize Google search further than it already had been, and favoring big brands and ad placements. So watch out for your future in Google search, folks. Your search results coming here, even now, are going to be dismal. And matter of fact, here's an example that I posted from Matt Diggity on X. He posted this. He did a search on Google, and he asked Google, food names end with UM. And the Google AI search generative experience responded with the following. Here are some fruit names that end with UM. Appleum, bananum, strawberryum, tomatotum, and coconut. So there you are. That is Google Gemini in a nutshell. But I also have an example from Dana over on one of our followers over on MeWe, Dana. Thanks, Dana, for this. They did a search with Gemini, and their prompt was, can you give me some suggestions for independently owned websites that review consumer tech products? And Gemini came back with, here are some just suggestions for independently owned websites that review consumer tech products. Their very first result is Wirecutter, owned by the New York Times. So that's not independently owned, folks. That's corporate owned. That is big media. and that's where we're heading. You will be given information only deemed worthy of what Google wants you to find. The major brands, major media publishers, and Google and AI are all working together, and your search results are going to be vastly different. Even right now, it's starting, but by the next few weeks, as they start rolling out, and with Google I/O out right now, with Google I/O happening, prepare yourself to start seeing a lot of this stuff integrated into Google search, where you don't have an option. This is what you get. But anyway, I just wanted to point those things out. Man, I am going over on this podcast. I said short, and here I am rambling. But hey, I'm going to end it here. I appreciate you guys highly. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. You guys, I've said it. You are my search engine now. You're my Google. You're my Bing. You're my DuckDuckGo. The only way, or not the only way, but the best way for me to get exposure is for you to share. Share my content, share this podcast, share Techaeris, read our stuff, bookmark us. That curate your news feed with bookmarks. That is the best way. Curate your news feed with bookmarks. Find those independent sites that you like, bookmark them, keep them in a spot where you can go to them. Love to see you there daily. I would love for you guys to come to the site every day. I know it's not possible, but as often as you can. Whatever visits and traffic we get from you guys, I am always highly appreciative of that. So take care of yourselves. Be blessed. Take care of each other. Be kind. And we are going to end our vacation here soon. And I'll be back in my office and back to the grind, normal grind, when I get back next week. So take care of each other, and we will talk to you on the other side.